In this example, we're presented with 5 logarithmic function graphs and 5 logarithmic functions. And our goal is to play a matching problem here and match the graphs with the appropriate function. So what this all comes down to is these all look very, very similar. So if in general we had y equals log base b of x, we have 2 key points that we want to be careful of. So the key points on these graphs are always 1, 0, which you'll notice all of these have in common on this graph. And then the second key point is whatever the base is, comma, 1. All right, so in looking at this, the bottom one should have 25, comma, 1, meaning you have to go out 25 places to the right, units to the right, before you make it up 1 unit in the vertical direction. Next up, we have 5, comma 1 would be the second key point besides 1, 0. We have 2, comma 1, but then we get into kind of the special cases. We have a natural log, which we have to understand means log base e of x. So that key point is going to go e, comma 1, and it's nice to know that e is approximately 2.71 ... comma 1. And then finally, we have the common log at the top here, which means the same thing as log base 10 of x, which will have the key point 10, 1. All right, so as we take a look at these, the very smallest value we get to in the x value is going to be this 2, 1. All right, which means we only have to go over 2 units to the right. So 1, 2 units to the right before we get all the way up here to 1 unit up. So that's going to correspond with, I guess, A. The next one is going to be comparing these 10, 2.71, 5, and 25. We're going to go with 2.71's the next smallest value, which means we have to go over 1, 2.7 is right around here before we get up to 1 on the y-axis. So that's going to correspond with B. And then we just proceed the same way. The next one is going to be 5. It's going to be C. 10 comes next. It's going to go with D. And then finally, 25 is the very biggest x value there. The biggest base is going to go along with E. All right, so what this means is if we have 25, 1 is a key point on here, we would have to go over 25 units way, way, way off to the right-hand side before we get up 1 unit. So that's why it's going to take the longest to get up there to the 1 units for the y-axis. So that's why it's going to be the very lowest of all of these graphs. So I hope this helps out as you're working on trying to understand connection between what the graphs are going to look like and logs with different bases.